welcome to our tea time. Good to see you. Thanks for the follow. I also saw some other faces in the chat, like Luca, for example, who has been following for some time. Thanks for following, and welcome to our stream. Welcome to the tea time. So we are going to continue basically where we left off. We actually have, like, up there still one to do. So what is this all about? Let's take a short look at an image that I had from last week. Actually, there's down there's me also. And if we make it like this, it looks as if it's actually currently this stream. In particular, we had a little raid, the first raid of our whole stream from Jason Langstorff. So check him out. I think. Is that right? Yeah. Learn with Jason. He's amazing. He's also one of the guys from I think Netlify. Amazing job, and there's a lot to learn because he always has guests in his streams with whom he is then talking, and they're actually most of the time they're actually building the stuff that this one person represents the organization. So check out Jason's stuff. He's pretty amazing, and the community as well. Let me increase the light here a bit. So what we have currently is that we can play together, and in this case we were 4 people in the chat, and all of us made basically exclamation mark. So we had this monster attack of a beholder, from a beholder. Then we joined this party, so each person gets a random character. For example, Mace's Grace is one of our regulars, TypeScript Tea Time, so I also joined. Eddie and Adrian also joined in, and together we tried to defeat the beholder, and we did. Although it actually cost the lives of both Mace's Grace as well as me. But yeah, these are things that you have to expect at some point. In particular, because everything is persisted over multiple battles, we level up and maybe gain experience, and at some point maybe even gain like MP, magic points or mana points or some equipment, and so on and so on. Yep. So this is where we are going to continue. Any questions about that? I'm happy to answer. Or if you just want to say hi, feel free. I'm very happy to just see some faces and see what you think about all of this, how we can maybe spice things up even more and improve. And other than that, enjoy the stream and maybe say hello. And we also have the wins of the week. So if you want to share your win of the week, I'm very much open for it. So there's one to-do left. The main to-do that we actually want to do, however, today is add exclamation mark heal functionality. Add heal something. So, but first of all, let's finish where we left off, because we kind of were like 90% through, 95% through with the timestamps. So let's add that one to what is actually going on. So we have essentially the battle itself is kind of one of our domain objects. So the one that you saw here on screen. Everything is calculated on the backend and then sent over via WebSockets to the front end. So one thing that we wanted to have, in particular, for just to see the history. So far, all the battles were not persisted, although the the results of the battle for the adventurers are persisted already. Last time we added persistence for the battles, and one thing that was obvious, however, is that without a timestamp, it's pretty hard to tell when which battle actually happened. Basically just a list of many events. So I want to have those timestamps so that we actually have... I need to go in the backend. Sorry about that one. So I'm actually in the wrong... This guy here. I need to go to the server. So, and now we yarn dev start the server as well as Mongo. Thank you. And from here on, we can actually try to open it first of all. So we go to localhost 8080 / for example, adventurers. We should see something. No, it's actually running on 3000, huh? Yeah, it's running on 3000. So adventurers works. We also have now /battles. Interestingly, these are empty objects. Probably because we stopped them. Interesting. Some of them are actually filled, but none of them is actually filled with relevant stuff. I did play around a bit with the database to automatically back up everything. Maybe I broke things slightly. I don't say I didn't. Okay. Whatever. That front. What we want is to have the timestamps on the API level. So if we have the get battle DTO, I think all we would need to do, currently it exposes a log. It also needs to expose probably some created at timestamp, which is a date, I think. Yep. And then we have battle.created at, which might be undefined. Why can it be undefined? So that's a question. It extends timestamps. Okay, apparently these can be optional. Can we require them? But then we have already bad data in the database, right? So, well, I suppose this is about it. And we also have to say this is a public variable. And none of these have to be changed, so we can also make them read-only. And with that, if we reload now, created that. There it is. Perfect. And that's all that I wanted. Because now we see, for example, this was the first battle. Was it? Wait. Yeah, at 1900, then at 1901, and 1903 o'clock. So these are basically in order. One thing that slightly confuses me is why this is... But well, let's see. So, with that change, I think that's already it. Yep. And we have timestamps true here in the rights, and this is test. Okay. So we can say episode, which is it, 24? I think it's 24, huh? Yeah. So 24. We add something, and we add exposing created at battle.created at battle creation date on rest. There we go. So that one's done. That was an easy one, because as I said, it's only a list of leftover. So we can say done timestamp. And the next part is going to be fun, and we actually probably have to do some more planning of how we actually want to do. So let's me open just a form of README here. So heal command. So what do I actually want with this? What I imagine is that we have two players or multiple players, and one loses HP. Then players can heal each other. Thank you, Ice-T, GitHub, aka GitHub Copilot. So, and how do they do that? So usually they attack with this, right? So what would be reasonable is something like !heal, and then something like add username. So for example, add TypeScript time. In particular, because this gets auto-completed by good old friend Twitch, so people don't have to actually write it. We might actually want to consider, but that's only a kind of a follow-up, I guess, fuzzy matching the username. So fuzzy matching, if you don't know what that means, it's basically if I write username, then the framework still knows, okay, you probably mean the word username. Or if you just write add TST, TypeScript T time, TSTT, in whatever, maybe like this, TST, then it still tries to match the list of users that we have and find the most matching one and then heal this person. But let's keep that as a follow-up. So this is the first thing that we want. For that to happen, we need to have the following. So listen for !heal on backend. Then, so we already have, we are in a battle. So !heal can only be called in battle and by a player. These are two conditions. We then have, let's see, it should have another parameter. So grab second parameter, i.e. at TypeScript time, for example. And then what do we do with it? Then we apply a heal logic. Apply heal. Which includes changing the adventurous slightly. And then on, so we delegate to adventurer.heal, at healed, I guess. Receive heal. Receive heal. And inside of there, we say HP plus equals some random value. Yes. Right. Probably we want to pass that from outside the mount. And HP must be smaller or equal to the max HP. Condition. Let's say maximum of HP is equal to the max HP that we have. Then we have it basically on the back end. One more thing that we have is, I think we must say that the exhaust acting player or healing player player's action for this round, right? Because everything is round based, turn based. He should only be able to, or she should only be able to heal once per round. And I guess then we kind of have it for now. Yeah, let's do it. So, listening for healing. How do we do that? Let me just close a few of these windows here. We say up inside of the chat bot service. That's the part that's actually listening to to Twitch. We say we have these guys here. I just noticed one thing. I think we have to return. Otherwise, in theory, we would be able to join and immediately attack. So the return is important here. Now, so if the message includes, we say exclamation mark heal, right? Then we want to do something. I'm missing one parenthesis, I guess. Yes. Then we want to have return. Also, okay. We apparently first delegate to the battle. So we delegate the healer, and then we say we also need the healed. So for this, say const, and the healer is the username. Let me just create this method here quickly. Declare this method, yeah, thank you. And healer is a string and healed is a string as well. Say strings. Apparently they are strings. Yeah, okay. We do it as well, like that. So we need to get, so the healer is just the username, which is the person who actually called, who actually sent the message. And the healed one we need to find. So that's we need to split the message, I think. And we say so we split the message on spaces, which means, for example, if the message is something like !heal at TypeScript time, then this one returns an array of !heal and what what Copilot is saying. So it splits the string across along this space here, and from there we can actually take second parameter. This, however, might not actually be, if not healed, then what do we do? Because, for example, if somebody calls it without anything, then we need to do something else. And I think in this case we just want to return, huh? An invalid command, essentially. Yeah, essentially it's an invalid command. We can, for example, say invalid command !, then maybe the message just include it, probably. Yeah, basically what he says. My bad. Oh, not quite. Okay, never mind. I want to change the to backticks so that we can use templating, and then we just say message. Maybe by @ and we also provide the username here so that that person gets notified in chat as well. Okay, good. And then we start healing. So now inside of here, maybe move that slightly to the bottom. Say, okay, yeah, this is a public method. And first of all, we have to get the adventurer again. By now, this is probably worth a second. Public get by username, and it returns an adventurer. So, and what does it return? It does this. Man, is this correct? It might be undefined or undefined. And we provide it with a username. The name as well, so that it's consistent. So that means we can write here, we can say this dot get by username, maybe get adventurer. Now we need the healer and we need the healed. So if wait, const essentially this guy, but we call this one the healing adventurer, and then we have the healed adventurer. Copilot is again doing is in a good mood today. Thank you so much, Copilot. Less work for me. Although it makes the explaining part slightly weird. So, if any of these are undefined, we have to remove the add, right? So if not yield, or maybe we can just say this here, or not yield at position 0, which is the first character, dot, yeah, this is a string, perfect, dot, or equals at. Right? Yield at position, I think the so why? Yield should be a string. Yield is a string. So if we do yield at position 0, what does it return? Okay. I want this. I want not equals at. Then we have an invalid command. So otherwise everything is fine, but we only want to have yield as of the first character. So we want to cut out the at. Const yield without at. Man. Copilot is really in a good mood today. I love it. I love it. See that magic? GitHub Copilot, it's amazing. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. I also was basically just randomly chosen for the testers. I don't actually know. Maybe is it still in test phase? GitHub Copilot. It's still in technical preview. Yeah, okay. Even though like now it's about 1.5 months, huh? That it's running. And well, I am definitely amazed by how good it works. So without the @ sign, so yeah, without the @ sign, we now pass it to the battle, and the battle can get the healer, the healed, and the healer. I think this username does not include any @ signs. So if any of these are undefined, we probably want to throw and then catch it. We just return, whatever. For now, let's just return. Otherwise, we need to have the const. Man, yield HP is correct. Yield adventurer dot heal, and this function will just return a random value. So inside of here, we now should have a function called heal inside of the adventurer I'm now. So we do have take damage. I have also heal. We give it public. Then we just say return for now random of 20, let's say 10 plus 1. Yeah. So that's our healing mechanism for now. We can at most, heal at least for 1, we can at most heal for 10. For 11, so 10. Because random of 10 means you get the random numbers from 0 to 9. The plus 1 shifts it to 1 to 10. So that's the amount of heal we get, and then we have the healed adventurer who receives heal by the amount. And we do that somewhere directly below this. So, and this says look at it go. Seriously, look at it go. I am amazed. Copilot, you really improved over the weekend. So this is basically the healer, and we want the target. The target is this .username. So who receives the heal? We can do that in two steps, I guess, huh? Yeah. So we say receive heal here. Is monster no? Do we need that? Guess not. Suppose not. We do want to have the healed HP. Or let's say amount. And then we say healed HP. And we increase the existing HP by healed HP, but it should not be higher than the maximum. So if oh man, Copilot, if the maximum HP is already reached, then we just top it at the maximum. Perfect. Now we need a new event which has these nice little properties. Let me go here. So we have a new event called receive heal. We say, so we want an interface receive heal, and that's exactly this. The target is a string of type string. We need to use semicolons in interfaces, and the amount is a number, in fact a positive number. And I suppose that's it. We also want to have a heal. Heal. And this needs to be received here. Because events are in the past. Events are in the past. So, oh, that one's fine. Amount must be a number. Oh, there's a comma missing here. Okay. we first log it, and then we set the HP. Perfect. So the current HP maybe also probably useful from a front-end perspective. Just give them as well. So current HP is also a number. And now we need the interface field, which is of type yield. It has an actor. Yeah, let's call it actor, which is a string, which is just the username. And do we need anything else? Don't think we actually need the amount yield, to be honest. Because from a front-end perspective, I mean, we can still put it in. It doesn't hurt, I guess. It doesn't hurt. Put it in. So let's just do it. Up. So we const amount this, and then we also have to log this. This.log.push, and we want a type here, and we want to have target no actor. Close enough. And an amount, which is amount. Why do you not know this one? Yield must be in the past tense. So I changed. Okay. Turn. And I guess that's it. Now, we already put this into these logs and push them into the logs. That automatically means our framework will pick them up and send them to the front end via webhooks. So if we run this, we should immediately see the front end who receives some events if we run the front end. Yep. This one is slightly confusing, to be honest, so maybe we pull this out. Can we not pull this out? Const yield username is equal to this.get yield. So if you have any questions about this, then feel free to ask, of course. We have the message and we have a let's leave it there, because it includes the error handling. So the alternative would be to take everything inside of here and use that one then. Yeah, maybe we do that. Private handle private handle heal, and we say you get a message which is a string, and you get a username which is also a string, and that's it. This object is possibly undefined. We also want to probably pass the battle to indicate that this must be defined. So return handle heal of this.battle msg wait. We might have a bug now with people who have Okay, then in that case, so I look at this and see that we might get into trouble when we, for example, write !heal at TypeScript tTime. It will instead turn it into TypeScript tTime, and that means it doesn't find it, which is, of course, not what we want. So, to avoid that, we can use the message instead here. Node. So using message to handle uppercase characters in healed usernames. Username of receiving who receives the heal. Receiving. Okay, like that. That one was important because it might be very relevant. Okay. Is that it? So let's look at the README. So we do listen for the heal. It can only be called in battle and by a player. Is that handled? Yes, it is. It's handled inside of battle. We say if not healing adventurer or not healed adventurer, then we just return. So that one's handled. Yeah, that one's handled. We grab the second parameter. Yes, we do. And in particular, we grab it correctly. We take it with type Bing, which might actually be a problem for some people. Yeah, maybe we have to use fuzzy matching. In fact, let's see how it goes. We exhaust the player's action. I think we do that. Do we? Go into the adventurer again. So if we attack, do we ever set this to true? Oh, interesting. I think, me thinketh, that currently we can spam attacks Let's see. I'm curious to find out. But in the meantime, let's get some tea ready. Okie dokie. So we have our battle. If I say !ambush, we get ambushed by a hobgoblin captain. Then I join the battle. Now if I attack, he attacks. And if I attack again, he attacks again. Okay, we have a bug. Because we have to do the following. This dot has attacked this turn. It must be true. And has acted this turn. I will rename this into has acted, because now we can use it right here as well and say, okay, now the user has actually done something. Sweet. Now, so that guy's dead. Let's start another ambush again, and I will join once more, and then we say exclamation mark. So how do we actually test this? Can I actually hear myself? Yeah, I think I can. At TypeScript Tea time. Bams. Nothing ever happened. Did it work? I think it didn't. We have no logging whatsoever. So we do exhaust the player's actions now. We probably want to add that as well. Here we have some render battle event. We can say, for example, case heal, then what? Say return say. And we need some text that we write here. And we need one more, which is received heal, I guess. Received haircut. Received heal. Receive heal. Okay. Made a typo there. So we need to go into the events. No, wait, what? Events. And we call this one received heal. Now we have TypeScript errors inside of the adventurer schema. Right, here we need to say received. Perfect. So now we can render it so that we also see something in the chat. So let's say event.actor heals or tries to heal event.receiver for event.amount. So event.receiver does not exist at this point, which means we have to go back and define it. So it is a string. And now we have some TypeScript errors. Let me just this. So to all people who have just come in, we are adding, so these are basically Final Fantasy battles, but you control one of these characters. with the help of Twitch chat, which is pretty cool. And then we can attack the monster, or the monster also attacks us. And at some point, one of both dies, hopefully. So what I'm working on currently is that, so as you can see, one of this person here, so Mace, as well as TypeScript Tea Time, me. So he has like 2 HP left, and he is already dead, even though it doesn't look like it. What I want to have is that we can heal each other with the help of this command here, !heal, and then, for example, add username. Yep. And that's what we are currently implementing. So the receiver is... okay. Receiver. A string. And this is then just the receiver, and then we have another TypeScript error right here, which now we need to have the healed adventurehead.username. Okay. Now this one should work now. Yeah. Perfect. It says everything is fine. And then we have one for heal. And then we say event dot target got healed for event dot mount. And then we can say something like this here, except that we call it current HP. This time so we healed for this amount to hearts. Okay, that should be fine. Now we can look maybe just at the battles inside of here, and we see we should see one for today. So 18 or 16, yeah, because it's GMT +2, so it's 16 o'clock. This dude, that's the harpy. We also fought against the hobgoblin. Now that's interesting. The log is actually, it doesn't add the events, it only saves the last one, apparently. No, that's a bug. That's definitely a bug. So here we push the log. What's happening? Let's find out why our friend is not saving all of it. So the first question is, so this battle service, essentially it polls the battle, and then the battle has a log, and if the log contains any data, it gets persisted regularly. So first question is this log actually working correctly? Or do we only ever see so we only ever see a tiny bit of it. So for that to see, let's go into the chatbot, I guess. And then somewhere in here, when we receive the messages, I think we can just look at the log each time. So this dot battle.log. Yeah. And I just want to have this one as a JSON in my console. 0,2. So that looks slightly nicer. And when do we want to do this? Whenever something interesting. So now let's see what happens. All of this is actually happening on the backend, but we can also render it in the front end and look at the rendered version because it's more fun. So TWAS, here we go. Exclamation mark. So by the way, we are doing here, and currently we are actually debugging. So let's start an ambush, and now we see, okay, everything is fine. And then we say join. Now we should see 2 values. We don't. No, that's fine. One more, exclamation mark attack. Now we should see 2 values. Yeah, that's perfect. If we do another one, no, then now we see even more. Yeah, so this one works. That one's fine. What doesn't seem to be working is this battle server. This battle server doesn't seem. Okay, give me just a second here and I'll be right back for you. Then we look into why this is not working. Because we need it for some debugging on our way to the heal. All right, we're back. Now, we need to find out why the deletion doesn't quite, the saving doesn't quite work. The saving doesn't quite work the way we want it to. See here is, you don't need to save that one. So, where do we actually save? Again and again and again. Start save daemon. Inside of here we do this.battle.save. We never attach to it, huh? Oh, we do. This.battle.push the logs. So this one should receive more and more logs as time goes by. So if I take the line from here, but we now know, so from the domain perspective, everything works fine. But only the service that persists our domain object again and again, it somehow is buggy. So what I want to do here is log this little toot, and then wherever we call save, I want, where does it find battle ended? Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. So right here we call save, right? So let me just plug this one here as well. Stepped into battle ended, even though it shouldn't. That's one step. Then we also probably want to show the log here once more. So what is it actually? What is it actually persisting? Saving battle. Yeah. Okay, so welcome on in, everybody. We are building Final Fantasy battles, controlled by you from Twitch chat. I point in this direction and not in this direction, because on the left side is my screen, my second screen, and I see the chat on there. You take control of one of these adventurers when, so at random times we get attacked actually, and we have this nice little overlay that we have, and sometimes we get attacked, and then we can together join this battle and start fighting the monster that appears. Monsters are monsters, as well as the background and so on, are randomized. The monsters are most of them, all of them are actually DnD monsters, and most of them actually have somewhat unique sprites and stuff. So you also get one of these characters, and then you can, with the help of Twitch chat, you can start attacking. What I'm currently working on is, or what's today's goal is, to add another command next to attacking, just the regular plain melee attack. We want to have heal to have some interaction between for example, this almost dead and this almost dead character. So the can then be healed by these other two characters. But to do that, I stepped into. So I wanted to see the log of the battle essentially. which we should persist, but for whatever reason we don't. And the question is, why do we not? For whatever reason, inside of this, so I'm querying the database here essentially. Apparently the server is offline. For whatever reason, the database only ever persists the very first entry, which is of course not enough. So yeah, what I'm trying to fix now is that the complete event log essentially of a battle is persisted. That's what I'm working on, and trying to figure out why it's not working. So we have this battle service which runs so it pulls the logs again and again and again and to them. And then we use the observer pattern and get a callback essentially whenever there is a new event in the battle. And at regular times we persist the battle. But for whatever reason that part doesn't work. For whatever reason that part doesn't quite work. Add one more here, create it, and this one is then appended without. Okay, let's do this. So if you want to render it, actually, and go into the front end, which is, so everything is happening actually on the back end. But we can go to the front end and look at it also. So me typing ambush by a monster here. Bams, we see a wild clay game golem is actually attacking us, and we can, so if you are in the chat, feel free to come in as well. You can join the battle. So you just have to ! join into the chat. And as of then, you can start attacking by ! attack the monster. So if you're in chat and watching this, feel free to ! join into the chat. In the meantime, I will look at this battle log and see that there's... So this is the battle that we just started, which is at 1908 started. The question is... Oh, Gusto, good to see you. Glad you're there. Yeah. Are you aware of where we are currently? So did you just join after I explained everything? or did you happen to hear most of it? Good to see you, by the way. How are you doing? Hope everything is fine. Now we can ! attack the monster with BAMS 18. Joined 10 minutes ago. Perfect. So, my bad. That's not what I wanted. Let's at least. You want to give the final hit? By the way, we can actually also already. I think we can ! heal at hcustovich. Likewise, chilling back at home. Sweet. So maybe that's a new command that I want to introduce. Text strong. Did it? Why did it not work for you? Going 10 minutes ago, claim attacks. Appended without create, that's perfect. Why did it not attack for you? Oh, you got healed. That's good. Attack, please. At least you got healed. so don't worry about attacking. you at least get healed. So we basically our task is fulfilled, but for whatever reason, you cannot attack. Why not? You have HP left. Attack strong. Did I break something? But why can I attack? Why can I attack? Okay. At this point, let's stop right there and get all of these logs. Copy, select all, and try to paste them here. Select all, Control Shift C. Why you no work? Copy. Thank you. And try to understand what's happening here. So, first of all, the good news is healing worked. It worked amazingly. Oh, did you heal yourself? Wait. There's an error already. So wherever this is written, there's an error. The actor is set wrong. So let's go into the adventurer. So now we putting down some fires here. Do we call it on the wrong person? Where's my battle? Yes, we do. We need the healing adventurer to heal the healed adventurer. So that's one block down. One. May my please attack healed me somehow. I suppose it did. Next, we have more logs here. So why somewhere it should say attack here, but at that point it didn't. You successfully joined, however. You successfully joined, definitely. So that was not the issue. So let me do the following. So exclamation mark, done. Here, events. There it is. So then exclamation mark to do. Why does battle log persistence broken? Then to do, that's, yeah. Then another to do is why did attack not work for Custo? And let's go for the battle log first. So why does that one not actually change anything? I mean, it definitely does say battle.log.push. But when we save the battle here, we get only the first one. Oops, wait, where am I? Here. Where's the battle schema? Let's look at that one maybe. There it is. It's slightly complicated, definitely. So, oh, wait. Is that the problem? Because maybe it's not being considered an array. Wait. What do we want? We want what? Is it possible that at runtime the seemingly arrayish array is actually not an array because of Mongoose magic? First of all, what is json.stringify of an array? It's just the array, right? Oh, it's a string with an array. Is that the issue, maybe? If you have any ideas, feel free to chime in. Currently, I'm like, huh? What is happening? So log somehow is an array. Somewhat of an array. Reload maybe once more, just to see the whole truth. Up. There's only monster appeared inside. So how do type goose set get virtuals props set ref path validate alias selected get and set here. Let get as and set as for fields. Yeah, I may be misusing this one. So, I think we can we test it? Yeah, we can test it. I think we can test it. But because yeah, we can somewhat test it. So if we create manual stuff, then we should see things. So test here. Somewhere down here we have battles. Do we not have any battle controller? We have this dude. Okay, that's nice enough. And then it tries to create this array, which is good. Let's execute that one, the test one. So it says everything is fine. Let's see how fine it is really. So that one worked. If we do it like that, with just setting this trend here, everything is fine. Now, what if we say the following? Public async append logs. And instead of calling this here, we just create a new one. Create async, and we call it test2. And now this time we say await this.battles.append logs. This way we can test it basically. We append the logs. And we say, okay, give me, for example, all of these. No, wait, they come one at a time, right? We probably want to instead have something like this. Then this is even async. It is. It is. Okay. Then we want to have await this dot battles dot append logs. That one. It must be an array. That one. Then another one. Like this. And the rest should be fine for now. Now we can create a test bed again. So it doesn't return anything, which is correct. But here we see again, it only saves the first one, which is interesting. Yeah, if we do it like that, it only saves the first one. Why is the question. And I expect that this one is somehow, I don't know, broken. And why is it broken? I mean, it's basically array.push, but the array is somehow weirdly transformed, is what I expect. Why is it weirdly transformed? Because of you, no, because we have inside of the, we not have the battle schema here somewhere. Yeah, it's supposed because of these dudes. The unit test would be good here, I think. So shall we write some unit test or just fiddle around further? Wait. What's this? Oh no, okay, that's unused. For... Then why is it here? Why is this here? The question that nobody can answer. Maybe. I am confused. I'm seriously confused with these dudes here. I am confused. Let's maybe look at one thing. Okay, this was never called. Perfect. So that one's good. That one's good. So the error is somewhere here-ish. So this value is a string array during runtime and is stored in the database as a primitive string. That's exactly what we want. But instead, what we get is we actually persist an object, an array of one object or 0 objects. Yeah. So .log is .battle.log.length. So if we call our test function here, 1, 1. That's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? Essentially, the push doesn't do anything. But it should, shouldn't it? I mean, if we do, let's open Node.js here for a second. If we do empty array.push and we put in an array with, I don't know, the string hello, and we say dot dot dot, is dot 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 actually a native array? Native thing. Console x equals this guy. X. Why does it say 1? What? Why does it say 1? Is it the length? X dot array dot is array x. False. Because x is undefined. Okay, no, never mind. That was just me being terribly wrong about how the world works. So let y be an empty array. You are right. Push doesn't return the array. You are absolutely right. But we don't use the returned array here. So that's not the problem. That's just the problem inside of my... You're right, that is the problem inside of the console that I have right now. So if we do y.push and then dot dot dot, an array with hello inside, then y now contains hello. That's correct. But this probably just prints object. Whoops, my bad. No, don't do that. Did I run it? So this is the log that we have at some point. This is another log that we have at some point, and this is another log at some point. But it doesn't append it. Why? Where's the service? Appended without create. If we lock the battle, weird. Is that the magic of get? And it maybe that's it. Is that the problem? Is the problem this get? It saves it once, and then get always returns the same, which is weird enough. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Maybe that's the problem. We can maybe log when this is called here. So we can say return, and we can say console.log get got called with +e, comma e. Right? So if we now invoke the function, we see a lot. And in particular, get gets called a lot. And it only, so once it's saved, the get method only ever returns the currently saved thing, which is not what we want. Which is absolutely not what we want. So we cannot work with the array that's actually seemingly an array if we do it like this here. That's, at the very least, it is very confusing. So both get and set must be defined all the time, even when just wanting to use one. Then yeah, it's basically like a proxy, right? With a proxy in JavaScript, you can do the same. Did you happen to work with it? With proxies? Yes, a bit. Yeah. Yeah, so you can particular override the get, and you shim off you shim off the get and set methods and then put logic on top of that. This is kind of similar, except that it just completely replaces the get method. And we didn't notice it last time because we only ever worked on the one hand with the one command that just provides everything at once. So it sets it once, and then everything is just there. So that's why we didn't notice that part. Or we never really looked at it in the end. Up until today-ish. So what we can do, if we can't do this, then Let me remove some of these logs. They are very, very annoying. The log. Man, that's a lot of logs. More of them. Yeah, more. Bams. So. We cannot push to this dude. I mean, can just, so the workaround here could be this. So we have an I event array for null, and we initiate it to null. And whenever we actually, so the first time this whole logic starts, everything is fine. But as of then, but we also have to say this.log is equal to the logs. Probably ... logs. But now, now we can use this dude. We can use this dude, and now when we actually want to, at this point we can probably just say this.battle.log equals this.log. It might be undefined. So. This one never happens, but whatever. TypeScript doesn't know. So, because setting still works. Setting is still fine if we provide a complete object, a complete array that we can track or keep track of, then everything is fine. But the get definitely made it slightly more complicated. So now I think it should do the thingy. Maybe. Yes. Wait, what? I think it worked. Reload. Scroll down the hell of a list. There it is. And it actually calls it 3 times in a row. I think we can do it again. Now it should have like 6 entries. Yes. So this works now. That's an ugly workaround. Oh man. Ooh. So what alternatives do we have? So this is working workaround. Basically, this whole thing here, workaround. Battle.log .get is shipped by the TypeScript by Mongoose, thus returning only the result of the database once. Hence, so battle.log.push does effectively nothing. I leave it for now. And yeah, I don't know what to do about it. We can think of an alternative just quickly, although I will not implement this. So the alternative is probably moving away from this get and set, and then managing it manually. Then it's at least not confusing, right? That's one way. So this one, hacky. See. That battle service for what's the problem? It's private doc for details. Okay. Well, okay for now. Now, one thing that I, just because it's cool, and I need a short kind of a motivator here, we can go into the get battle DTO. Right here, we can also, for example, public read-only party, which is a list of usernames. And how do we provide that? We just say battle.party. There we go. There we go, I thought. Okay. Dot map. So this is an event, and it maps to e dot the name. So this one can be TypeScript. It is actually an I joined event. Why does it not find events joined? There it is. TypeScript. Don't make it simple today. As joined array. And now everything is fine. Because this one works. And now we can say dot username member. Because for whatever reason I call it differently. And with that, go to this one, for example, and we now see, I think, we don't. Why not? Because we still have a or undefined. Suppose we can just do this, right? And then change the order here. There we go. So now we have a party. Party. And we see here the party is Mrs. Grace and TypeScript tea time. And down here we have Mrs. Grace and TypeScript tea time and Mrs. Grace and TypeScript tea time because I called it twice. Weird. Unfortunately, none of the other battles have this information yet. So, man, that was quite something. So this is the workaround. We do have the heal now. We do have the heal, we do have the heal events. We probably need to copy those to the front end, which I will do right now. Oh, I forget about it. TWAS. And then we go into events. Bams. We need to export them. And then we can add that here and everything's fine. Safe. And now we can, in the next step, we work with those on the front end. Then, so those are fine. We have, this is the front end, okay, everything's fine. We have that the battle actually is just a rename. We get the adventurer and we can now heal in particular. So the battle kind of acts as a service if you think of it in patterns. So you, on the one hand, you have the domain objects, but if you have interactions between these objects, while you can work object-oriented, and for example, you could say healer.heal other adventurer, and inside of there do everything. It also increases it can make things slightly more complicated. It can. It must not, but it definitely can, I think. What we could probably have done it. Probably could have done it. Yeah. But that also increases the level of depth that we have to step inside. And I think having this integrative component is easier, I think, instead of having to navigate down, and so on. My arm is starting to hurt because I got my vaccination today, my second one. And now after 9 hours, 8 hours pretty much, 10 hours pretty much, I start to notice it. I definitely start noticing it. Fortunately, not on a like feverish and so on level, just on the my arm hurts level. You got your vaccination also finished, right? Gusto? So this second test, I just leave it, I guess. Why not? Has acted this turn. We can heal, we can receive heal, and we actually also fixed the bug that we were able to attack like 20 times in a row. It just worked. So that one works. What I don't know currently is what actually happens. Oh, no, everything is fine. Let's look into the README, because we do have a list here. So we listen for !heal. We can only heal in battle and by a player. Yes. We grab the second parameter, so that we grab the person that the heal is applied to. We exhaust the player's action. We delegate. We do save the HP with some random value. Currently we can heal up to 10. So the heal earlier of 9 was actually a pretty good one. And we have a condition that the maximum HP must not be higher than so the current HP must still be kept by the maximum HP, even if we heal. So that one's fine as well. I will add this dude as well here. And then I think we can say add number, sorry, episode 24, add heal command. Heal and fix battle persistence. So what are you saying? Save this. Okay, I can try. That worked. So one thing that still puzzles me is why was Kusto not able to tag? But I think maybe it was just a one-off. Because I do not see a reason why he shouldn't be. Maybe let's look at his data. Adventurers. Kusto. There he is. He still has HP left. 125. I don't see a reason why it could have went wrong. So until we see it again, I will just ignore it for now. Yeah. Fixing some yellow things here. So episode 24, vector, minor interfixes, essentially. Although it did change some logic right now. Whatever. So let's remove that one. And now we also want to render it on the front end. Oh, is that something that we want to do today? Because that's slightly more complicated. So I will now go to the front end here, and then I think inside of the main scene we can start at least listening to it. So for example, const received heal is equal to events.find follow these, but the event is not monster killed, but instead received heal, and it's a received heal event. I forgot to post those. Export and export. Dip. So received heal bams, and we also have a heal event which is healed. There we go. So we have these two. Now, if we have one of those dudes, if received heal, then what? We want to first find the adventurer and then do some animation probably. So we want to find the adventurer, do like this. So received heal dot target. That's the adventurer, and then we say adventurer dot receive heal. We do need to have the amount at least. Heal dot So suppose the current HP is fine. Oh, okay. Let's take that one. The object might be undefined. That's fine if we just make a question mark there. And then we can find that function. Doesn't want to define the function. Adventurer. There we go. Then we say public. You say. We say amount is a number. And this does look good. So do we have to actually do something with the health bar, or can we just set it? Take damage, drop red bar. I guess we can just do what our friend Iced Tea told us here too. Oh, take this one and we delegate to the adventurer heal health bar, sorry. And we say in this case we do this.hp. Let's do current HP instead. This will just make it simpler because it's a simple assignment then. This.hp instead of having the diff. The diff might actually, if we somehow get out of sync, then it's a nice thing to have the to have a kind of re-render from time to time. Or let's say resync from time to time. So instead of having this dude, we say current HP, UHP. Let's take current. So inside of the main scene, we now have to insert the other one, current HP here. And that should be it. So maybe, ideally we now add some animation for this as well. And I did fiddle around with something, at least slightly, but so if you haven't worked with it, there's a PhaserJS particle editor which works in the browser. So you say, just open the editor. Where is the? Open it in the browser, and you create a new project, and then you can start doing things. This one and particles. And maybe some gravity of 100 here. And then we actually see things start happening here. For example, if we do some X gravity here as well, probably we need to set the angle random. Which one do we have to change? Position, acceleration, blend mode. Yeah, but I pretty much did this. So just open the directory. Pretty much did this and created a little animation. Yeah. So up here you can actually save, export if you want to actually use it in Phaser. Saving means you save the project in for this editor, and open, you can open the project from the editor. So this little animation, actually it looked nicer last time. It depends a bit on the randomness. So it essentially it rains some greenish stuff on top of the receiving party, probably. Maybe make it more green. Yeah, this looks nicer. The problem is working with particles in Phaser can be. Let's say I have not much experience with it, so I will. Will I do it on stream? Will I do it now? A good question. So I will probably start for 10 minutes, and if it works, it works. And if not, well, I'm also fine with stopping in 10 minutes. So, yep. Particles. Do we have them here on physics? Maybe animation. Particles. Where are you, particles? Where are you? Events. Particle processor. Create emitter. Probably it. Yeah. Looks amazing. So here they say this.add particles and then spark and whatever. But we have to do something slightly different. I know that much. So let me export this project. Let me also save it. And then I think we can. Second. The zip file here. The zip file, and then I move it into the project. Don't know where to move it exactly, maybe asset. So just say particles here, and then we open the containing folder and we put those guys inside here. And yeah, so all of this got put into a JSON. The interesting part here is it's not only JSON, it's also partially JavaScript, which is like, wait, what? Other than that, we have the catalog of the shapes here. We took like the star down here, I think. Or maybe that one, I'm not exactly sure, maybe that one. One of those stars. Hope you can see that. So, moving back here for a second. Now, we have to somehow get Phaser. Maybe let's try one thing here. Maybe we can just go back and they explain how to do it. Usage. Like this. We load an atlas. We load this particle effect.json. And then we call it with the help of this, essentially this.add particles. Let's see how that works. Let's see. So we load everything in preload. So I'm going to put that exactly here. We also have to provide the correct name. So this one is actually the yield.json. And we call this one yield effect maybe. And we did put it under assets. Oh, okay. 1 level higher maybe. No need for the nesting. Yep. So slash assets slash particles slash heal.json. Okay. Wait, it loads it as a text. Seriously? Interesting. Okay. And then we can create it like so. So I just put this into the debug thingy here. Do not use the function constructor to construct function. I will right now. My bad. We do have to provide the correct string here, however, which is heal effect. So shapes. Oh, interesting. Like this. Let's just see how it works. I do have to enable dev for us to see anything true. Otherwise, it won't work. It didn't work. Console. Cannot read property half width of null. Yeah, well, that didn't work. That definitely didn't work. Does heal.json contain anything that we should be aware of? Type random. And that not really. This one has half width? No, it doesn't. Huh. Ah, we have to restart the server, maybe? No. Because we did change the assets. Are those immediately loaded? I'm not 100% sure right now. There we go. T was started. I cannot read the property half width of null. Okay, so let's do the following. We'll go into one of my projects because I did make it work at some point. I did make it work at some point. Inside of here we have some particles, the wind particle effect. And this, however, does look slightly different. But does it have half width? No, it doesn't. I think it's pretty much the same as this little. So the question is, how do we use it? So inside of GitHub 1s, and there we have VS Code in the browser. Inside of here, we zoom in slightly. I think we have the main scene somewhere. No, the title scene actually uses the particle effect. Here we go. So it actually does it exactly the way it is said in the other one. Huh. So what does the loading scene then say? Here we load all of that and all of that. Loading scene. This one's somehow different. Is not. Why does it work in one version and why does it not work in the other version? Well, one thing, just for consistency, can do this and chain everything. That, however, doesn't help us in the least with our actual problem. So that apparently doesn't work in the browser. Yeah, you cannot go back in the browser apparently. So shapes, assets, asset particles, of course, slash shapes, assets particles shapes.json. Oh my goodness, it works. It seriously worked. I am surprised. I am honestly very surprised. So one issue that we have, however, is that we have to make it somehow put it in the right position. Currently it's always there, which is well, so far, well, first of all, nice job, I guess. That is kind of surprising. So maybe go into the adventurer. Maybe we are able to add particle, whatever. So we add this heal effect, and maybe we can move it. Okay, const emitter equals. We can hopefully work on the emitter. Set its X position and the Y position. This dot X and this dot Y. So canary property text of undefined. Reload prevented. What? Failed to compile. Maybe let's start the front end inside of front end VS Code instance. There's a this dot scene dot cache. That one worked. What just happened? Wait, what? So the format looked correctly, like it mimics the format of the formation of the group, but the word tiger actually it's a camouflage word tiger. that's randomly happening. So the formation of those particles look correctly. They mimicked exactly the format of our AdventureS, but the position was completely wrong. Do we have some X or something here? Maximum particles. There's an X position and a Y position here. So if we just put this to 0, we might be good. We are. We probably also want to bring them to the top in a sense. Work. Let's maybe just say for the time being that we also want to cycle. Can we? The format. So we say bumps. So that one looks okay-ish. We want to bring the particles actually to the top, but they are not at the top, however. But it doesn't, it's less worse than I expected it to be. Emitter dot, what do we have? So front, depth, over 9,000. Set depth probably. Now they are written. They are put on top of the person. So I guess that's it, right? Pretty much. We might be. Second here. This dot x. Oh, my bad. So I'm currently thinking about the positioning. So yeah, okay. I think that's good enough for today-ish. We put this one into heel, receive heel, sorry, bams. So this animates it. And from there on, we see what the future brings. We have like a debug GUI. You have a debug GUI for the monster, right? So just do one thing here. Const GUI equals new GUI. Automatically imported GUI.add. Essentially what he does, but call it with receive here. Here we do need to give it a function, however. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Then public debug receive field of not current HP, but instead of yeah, for example 20 here. And this is the function that we want to call up here. Now we should see our little GUI on the top. Maybe we only render one character for now, not like 10. There we go. Now if I click here, he gets that's the reason is we set the HP instead of adding. But yeah, it works. Swedish. It's actually, I mean, there is definitely things that can be worked on with this animation, but basically we have our first particle animation inside of Phaser. Whoop, whoop. And with that, I'm going to stop and say thank you, everybody. Let us put these friends here inside. Not need the GUI anymore. Essentially, that's where we probably want to continue. So I will just put these. So for this one, try to type any as so TypeScript is also happy. The heal, yes, and the events added, and that's it. Train of thought also. Episode 24. Let's finish this one first here. So episode 24, we have add. Essentially we have a apply, receive, render, receive, heal events, and our first particle. Question? Push the button. My finger is on the button. And with that, I say high five, everybody. Good job. Oh, my vaccination is really coming through. Okay, right arm is fine. High five, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. That was fun. We have our first little particle animation. Is the debug mode still on? Oh, it is. Okay. one more commit, fix, disable debug mode, dev mode actually. So let's go through the to-do list here. We have fixed the battle log, the persistence, and we have ignored our other problem, but we have done, we actually did a to-do heal animation or heal particle effect, and we have actually done that. And that's also where I think we should continue with improving the heal particle effect. So we have something for next time. There we go. Cool. So thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure every time I am able to be here and be with you and talk to you and do some nerdy stuff. Follow that on stream. It's a lot of fun. With that, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for spending time with me. Have a great and successful evening. And if you liked it, please feel free to follow. And yeah, this helps the channel grow. And also, we can do more interesting stuff as time goes by. And all of this, right? Since we're building a multiplayer game, all of this only becomes interesting as people join and more people join. So, thank you so much. Have a nice evening, everybody. Bye bye.